Reservation score +256 742 436803. Elroy Kadosh Motel Kenjojo. Your culinary adventure awaits.
Bagenzi harohe kichweka ekinkumanya kikahumba ruhanga ubuyemera hansozi olengeresi amore Ntwara toro mwamkaka.
Thought TV, stay entertained. 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 Thought TV, stay entertained.
In a world moving fast, the truth must move faster. That is why we uncover, report, and inform with balance and clarity. I am Afoye Israel, and thank you for joining us today on the 4TV Weekly Updates. Remember, you can follow us on all social media platforms, or you can grab yourself a free-to-air decoder. Now on to our top stories tonight. Museveni appoints new UPDF officers, calls for discipline and professionalism. Budget framework approved as focus stands to service delivery and proper accountability. Glory to Glory shines in PLE as candidate excels. These are the details. Museveni appoints new UPDF officers, calls for discipline and professionalism. The Uganda People's Defense Forces Defense Council has elected 10 representatives to the 12th Parliament. The election held at the Land Force headquarters was presided over by President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, who used the occasion to reflect on Uganda's political journey and urged the new legislators to focus on addressing people's real needs. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has commissioned new officers to the Uganda People's Defense Force, urging them to uphold discipline and professionalism in service to the country. Let's have a look.
The UPDF Defense Council, sitting at the Land Force headquarters on Thursday, elected 10 members to represent the Army in the 12th Parliament. Those elected included Lieutenant Generals Sam Okiding, James Mugira, and Sam Kavuma, Major Generals Henry Masiko, James Kinalwa, and Joseph Semwanga, Brigadier David Robert Gonyi, and Colonels Sylvia Meme, Christine Nekesa, and Naid Ikiriza. The election was chaired by the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Uganda People's Defense Forces, His Excellency retired General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, who convened the Defense Council meeting specifically for the exercise.
I, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda and Commander-in-Chief of the Uganda People's Defense Forces, by virtue of the authority entrusted to me by Article 98, Clause 1 of the 1995 Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, and Section 8, Clause 1 of the Uganda People's Defense Forces Act, Chapter 330, do hereby commission you to be officers of the Uganda People's Defense Forces to the rank of Second Lieutenant from this 28th day of January 2026. May God help you. Signed by Yoweri Museveni.
In his address, President Museveni emphasized that effective political leadership must be anchored in understanding and addressing the real and solvable needs of the population. Reflecting on the recently concluded general elections, the president noted that renewed public enthusiasm, likening it to the mood during the 1996 elections. He attributed the confidence to the national resistance movement's historical approach to resolving Uganda's challenges.
Zilizotolewa na zitakazotolewa mara kwa mara na wakuu wangu waliowekwa au watakaowekwa kwa utawala wa nchi yangu, naahidi kwamba tutafundisha na kuelekeza maafisa na maaskari.
The function was attended by the Minister of Defense and Veteran Affairs, senior government officials, service commanders, and top UPDF leadership. The 10 UPDF representatives are expected to take up their seats in the 12th Parliament, joining other special interest groups in legislative representation.
Well, thank you very much, our dear reporter. Now, on to our next story. Budget framework approved as focus turns to service delivery and accountability. Parliament has approved the National Budget Framework for the financial year 2026 to 2027, amid strong calls for increased funding to key priority sectors. The approval came during a preliminary sitting held on Thursday, 29th January 2026. At the same sitting, the Deputy Speaker issued directives concerning the recent general elections and the national budget process. Let's have a look.
Honorable colleagues, I welcome you to today's sitting.
During Thursday's plenary sitting, members of Parliament passed the National Budget Framework paper for the 2026-2027 financial year. The approval follows debate in which legislators urged government to prioritize funding for critical sectors including health, education, agriculture, and infrastructure.
Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, pursuant to Article 1552 of the Constitution and Section 810 of the Public Finance Management Act and Rule 145 of the Rules of Procedure of Parliament, I beg to move a motion for adoption of the National Budget Framework Paper for financial year 2026-2027. I beg to move.
MPs expressed concern that without adequate allocation of resources, service delivery to citizens would remain compromised, calling on government to align the budget with national development priorities.
The debate across the different submissions from the different committees, what was really important was the question of health, the question of rural electrification, the question of water, and the question of ambulances, the question of primary schools and secondary schools. So this was what has been done. It's about service points. So if we were considering this budget framework paper, I think colleagues, we need to pay attention to kind of points that provide services to our people. That is especially water, electricity, roads, health facilities. If we can do something about health, education, and I think that we will have done something that our people sent us to do in this house.
The sitting was presided over by the Deputy Speaker Thomas Tayebwa, who directed the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs to present a statement to Parliament regarding the failure of biometric voter verification kits during the January 2026 general elections. The directive follows complaints from several members of Parliament who cited technical failure of the kits, which they say that they affected the voting process in a number of constituencies.
It is very important for you to inform government agencies that what you bring to Parliament and is approved should be what is implemented.
There are certain practices within the donor conditionalities that constrain us. A case in point is the World Bank funded projects. And an example is the Uganda Electricity Scale-Up project that was supposed to extend power to a number of communities that have not been connected. A case in point is Obongi constituency, where the project started 2-3 years ago, and a resettlement action plan has to be approved by the bank. And the ministry is waiting for that approval from the bank, which to me is micromanagement. As government, we need to sit down with our partners to review some of those micromanagement conditions.
Parliament expects the concerned ministries to respond to the directives and present the required statements in the coming sittings as the House continues its oversight role on governance, electoral processes, and public finance management. More details will follow as Parliament debate sectors allocations ahead of the financial budget approval.
Well, thank you very much, our dear reporter. We do believe that when such resolutions are debated in Parliament, they do give people hope that there will be better service delivery, especially the market vendors and the people living in rural areas. Now, on to our next story. Glory to Glory shines in PLE results as candidate excels. When a tree's roots are grounded, the fruit is good. So this is what Glory to Glory brings out, because once teachers teach their children well, we do believe that when the PLE results come back, children excel highly. A wave of excitement and gratitude filled Glory to Glory Education Center in Fort Portal City following the release of the primary living examination results. Our reporter brings us more details.
There was joy, celebration, and thanksgiving at Glory to Glory Education Center in Fort Portal City as candidates received their primary living examination results. Among the outstanding performers was Ahaisiwe Joan, who scored an impressive aggregate 5, a result she says came as a pleasant surprise. Joan revealed that she had expected an aggregate 8 and had promised her mother that score, making her final results even more exciting and emotional.
Hello everyone, my name is Ahaisiwe Joan, a previous candidate of Glory to Glory Education Center 2025. My goal, I was targeting a goal of 8 aggregates, but I have 5 aggregates, and I thank God for this because it was not so easy. It was through hard work to get this success. We faced so many challenges, coming to school every day early in the morning, sleeping very late, and other things. But
she expressed heartfelt gratitude to her teachers for their dedication and guidance, as well as her parents for their constant support throughout her academic journey. Addressing future candidates, Joan advised those preparing for their 2026 primary living examination to remain disciplined, hardworking, actively participating in class, stop dodging lessons, and always stay focused on their studies.
I want to thank God because has enabled me to get 5 aggregates. I also want to thank my parents, the teachers, and everyone who has supported me in this journey of completing my primary level. Thank you all for the support you have given me, for everything, guiding me, teaching me new things, correcting me where I've gone wrong. Thank you everyone. I want to thank the parents who have been paying for me school fees to complete this primary level. Thank you all. To all candidates this year, I want to tell you, focus, stop playing, be hardworking, always do work, stop dodging classes to get success.
My name is Mons Doreen Bienta, mother to Ahaisiwe Joan, who has excelled in her PLOE. She has 5 aggregates. Wow, I'm extremely happy. I'm actually speechless. But I want to thank God for allowing us, enabling us to excel. And secondly, I also want to thank my daughter Joan because she has really surprised me. I'm really proud of her because I didn't expect all this. She had promised to give me 8, but wow, 5 aggregates. I'm very happy. It has not been easy, you know, school fees and very many challenges. These days, everything is the cost of living is very high, but I thank God we have managed to come this far.
The class teacher also applauded the learners for their discipline, teamwork, and cooperation, while appreciating the support to fellow teachers who worked tirelessly to ensure success. Meanwhile, the head teacher commended the students for their commitment and determination, noting that the school's success was a result of hard work of the primary 7 teachers, strong cooperation from parents and learners' own efforts.
My name is Wampali Milton, class teacher primary 7, Glory to Glory Education Center for the year 2025. And I teach mathematics as a subject. I'm so happy today, the 30th of January, for the results that my pupils or candidates have achieved. And I'd like to thank each and everyone that supported us in this struggle to make sure that we achieve our best. I may not mention each and everyone by name or title, but of course not forgetting the staff and management of Glory to Glory Education Center for the support, thanking the teachers, the parents that made sure everything is provided whenever we asked for and timely, and then also the learners themselves for the effort that they put in to make sure that they achieve this tremendous results. And on the other hand, I would like to thank the entire team of UNEB, especially the item writers, for setting questions that are well aligned with the curriculum. I'm so happy for that because all that was said, I may say it was aligned with the curriculum of primary. And it's at this moment that I want also to thank my teachers who made sure that they implement the primary curriculum and they ensure completion. And I'm very sure this is one of the key factors that have led to this success. Thank you so much, teachers, for implementing the curriculum, and as well thank UNEB for aligning the questions or the examination with the curriculum that we have. And to those learners that maybe might have not made it to the best as they expected it, I would like to encourage you by telling you that it's not over. This is not the end. We have a lot that we can perform, and we all know that we cannot all be at the same level. In each and every aspect, we have to get those ones who are doing it best, those who are trying. And I would like to encourage you not to lose hope. Keep carrying on. And I'm requesting all the stakeholders, especially the parents who are interacting with these children in most cases, please do not intimidate them. What they have got is not what they expected. They also wished to achieve better than that. But encourage them to continue and carry on with their education journey. And I've seen most of the people complaining, like as we are seeing in the address, national address, SST being the worst done subject or most challenging. And I believe this is due to the technical questions that are being asked, most of them being application questions that need a lot of thinking to be answered, and also the new trends that are being introduced for answering questions. I think these have been some of the reasons why SST is one of the most challenging subjects this year. However, I encourage or like to call upon teachers to make sure they adapt the new systems that are being put in place. Let's teach these learners when we are encouraging them to always think beyond, because SST is always about our surrounding and maybe like the history. I'd like to thank you so much, and once again I thank my colleague teachers for the effort that they put in, and of course not forgetting parents and the director, staff, the management of Glory to Glory Education Center. Thank you for supporting us in this education journey of 2025 and leading us to our success. May God bless you, and may you continue doing this for more other years to come. I may say we are not so much to where we wanted, but I'm very happy for the performance of these children. Though I expected something much more than this, but what they have done is really the best. I cannot undermine it. It does not deserve being undermined. They have performed it to their best. However, we shall still continue pushing until we make it more better than it has been done in this year.
He further highlighted that this year's performance was better than the one of the previous year, a sign of steady academic progress at the school. The head teacher concluded by reminding learners of their school motto that we discover hidden talents, emphasizing the school's mission to nurture every child's academic and personal potential.
My name is Okongo Philip, the head teacher, Glory to Glory Education Center. Yeah, we are so happy for today's results. For us at Glory to Glory, we had 11 candidates. By God's grace, we have managed to get 8 candidates in first grade. Our best candidate scoring the best result, that is 5 aggregates. And the worst, what I could say the worst, got to second grade. We only score first and second grade. The worst got 13 aggregates. On today's performance, our performance generally, it is very good. It is better compared to the one of last year. Last year we had also 10 candidates. We got 7 first grade and 3 second grade. What factors that have led us to this performance to be good this way? One, I attribute it to my teachers of primary 7. Thank you very much for the good work done. I also thank the management for the support they have given us through this journey of our candidates 2025. I urge along our parents, my dear teachers, the journey is on. The sky is our limit. Next year, let's work very hard and we score aggregate 4. We have moved nearer. We have close to the best result. I think in Fort Portal City here, we are doing very well. And I promise our dear parents out there, trust us with your children, you will get the best out of them. To our children who have not scored the first grade, I just urge you, go to secondary, work hard. We know your ability. However, getting 13 means that you have not, doesn't mean that you have performed poorly. You have just failed, but you have failed to get the first grade, but you are the best also to take to be in our class. I advise you, don't relax. Go, continue striving high. We shall get the best result in second grade. Then to this one who performed very well, we also, I urge you, go on, don't relax, work harder, score another good first grade in the secondary. To our dear parents, our future plans, we want to be the best school in Fort Portal City here, both in academics and in terms of talent development. Just like our motto says, we are discovering the hidden talent. So trust us with your children. We have competent staff around, loving staff. Teachers are very ready to give the best. Amid this all, I think in the Fort Portal City we are the best caring school if you compare with others in terms of feeding, academics and everything. I urge you, bring your children to Glory Education Center. You will never regret.
Well, thank you very much, our dear reporter, for that news. Well, as the Minister of Education and Sports said, well, these results are released. To some, that will bring joy and happiness, and to others, grief. But we continue to encourage the pupils out there who have not made it, and to tell you that it is not the end. We still have other levels of education, and you can excel better than you did in the PLE results. And we continue to urge parents to comfort their children and continue to encourage them and tell them that they can do better. Well, that has been all that we have for you today. Now, the headlines might end here, but their meaning moves beyond this moment. I am Afoye Israel, and I have been dressed by Urban Glam Fashions, located in Kisenyi in Fort Portal City, opposite Fearlex on top of KCB Bank. Thank you for watching Fort TV. Stay tuned.